So here we go. Do I see wings accumulating in Denver, Colorado? Let's go, boy. We've been waiting on it. We've been asking about it. We've been telling folks, and here we are. Bruce Braun is a Denver Nugget boy, and we've been talking about this for I don't know how long. The Denver Nuggets last night, everybody was worried, DeAndre Jordan, why would we sign him? Which, again, if you heard my thoughts on Twitter, I said to start. I don't like the signing, but in my mind frame, they're finding a cheap option at center because they don't want to pay nobody, and they know they are about to pay some wings to play basketball in Denver. And everybody was looking. Gary Harris got a $13 million a year deal for 2 years. Gary Peyton Jr. got a 3-year, $28 million a year deal. Then you had Troy Brown Jr. getting veteran minimums. You had all these players getting these deals. And we was like, who's left? Who's going to sign with the Denver Nuggets? Kevin Durant is asking out of the Nets, what are we going to do? Who are we going to sign? Who are we going to get? But I told y'all, I will put my money on Bruce Braun coming to the Denver Nuggets. Now, to be fair, this is before Gary Harris signed. I said I fully expect. Some teams are getting good wings for $6.5 million a year. I fully expect Lonnie Walker got 6.5 to go to the Lakers. I fully said I expect Bruce Braun or Gary Harris to be in Denver, Colorado. And here we go. Gary Harris gets that deal. Good for him. Glad for my boy. Bruce Braun was the target from the get-go. Look at the Denver Nuggets. Look at the Denver Nuggets. Look at the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets are making smart, purposeful additions to the team. They know Murray, Porter, Jokic, 124.6 offensive playoff rating. Wow. Regular season, 123.9 offensive rating in 774 minutes. Wow. We don't need no more offense. I don't need to add no more offense. We need defenders. Everybody on this team got to be able to do one of three things. Give me maximum effort every time you out there. If you're not one of those three, you got to give me maximum effort whenever you out there. Because ultimately, you are an elite role player like Aaron Gordon, or you're a role player like everybody else on the roster right now. And then the next part of this is you need to be able to play defense. I need you to lock in. I need you to be able to take an assignment, stick to your keys, play off-ball defense, play on-ball defense, play at the rim a little bit. I need you to be able to make a difference defensively for this roster. And three, we need shooting. You need to be able to give great effort. You need to be able to play defense, and you need to be able to shoot. So this is where we go. The Denver Nuggets said, Bruce Braun. What is it about Bruce Braun that makes him special? Well, here we go. We are back to NBA University because I know y'all love. Again, like I said, go give my man a follow. He puts this stuff out right away. Every time a team makes a real acquisition, NBA University puts this stuff up right away to make it easier on everybody to understand what a player brings to the game, why their game skill is so important, and what it matters for their individual teams. So Bruce Braun, 6'4", ranked in the 98th percentile in defensive versatility. What does that mean? That means that when you ask him to measure up against the opponents, whether they played a 1, 2, 3, or even a 4, or whatever else it is, and the guard matchups he had and some of the wing matchups he had, he ranked in the 98th percentile. 98th percentile in defensive versatility. He also ranked 95th percentile in matchup difficulty. He says NBA University has a ton on his plate that he thrived on the perimeter and somehow as a rim protector. So what does that mean? 95th percentile means that when you get higher into the percentile, meaning you're taking the most difficult matchups on the court. And for the Brooklyn Nets, because they had Kyrie Irving, James Harden to start the year, they had Kevin Durant, they had a lot of offense. Bruce Braun had to be in a situation where he could play the best defensive matchup on the perimeter for the Brooklyn Nets. And he did it not just well. He did an exceptional job on those matchups. And then on top of that, Bruce Braun also allows for you to have lineup versatility and defensive flexibility as the season goes on, depending on the matchup, depending on what you have in front of you, depending on the skill set of the teams that you're playing against. And we're going to get a little bit more into that right now. Bruce Braun I'm not talking about right now. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. So Bruce Brown, per the information, per the graphic, he does a lot of things really well. He does some things average. And there will be some key things that he brings to the team that's really going to help the overall squad. So Bruce Brown, 3-point percentage. He shot 40.4% last year from three. That's in the 88th percentile. He shot 33.3% from pull-ups. Not great, but again, that's not what you need to do in this offense. Now, catch and shoot. Pay attention. Catch and shoot. Bruce Brown shot 40.7% as a catch and shoot three-point shooter last year. That's, again, another key important stat, because what is he going to be asked to do in this offense? Now, he's going to have heavy responsibility as a cutter. He's going to have to be aware of where he needs to go. He's a decent ball handler. He can operate as a primary ball handler in a DHO, a dribble handoff action with Nikola Jokic or Aaron Gordon or even Michael Porter Jr. if they decide they want to make him a screener. So there are going to be opportunities for him to be able to work that action. But he needs to be in a situation where he's able to handle multiple offensive responsibilities as well as defensive responsibilities. Now, his offensive responsibilities aren't going to be as granular as the defensive responsibility for obvious reasons with Murray, Porter, Jokic, Bones, other players of that ilk. But the thing with him is you need him to be where he needs to be, where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there on the offensive side of the court. And you really want to see a player, again, who's shooting 41% on the catch. 41% on the catch. That's excellent. You want those things. Attack the basket 3-point percentage, 40%. 40%. Corner three-pointers. Again, what did we read about Kentavious Caldwell-Pope? He shot 45%. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope did as a corner three. And here we got Bruce Brown, 41.3% in corner threes. And again, why does that matter? We're going to get to that in a little bit. So, again, y'all, even the openness rating, even playing with James Harden, playing with Kevin Durant, playing with Kyrie Irving, the openness rating was only a plus 0.67, 81 percentile. That's really good. But I imagine it's going to be even higher with the Denver Nuggets, because the Denver Nuggets are going to have a better offense, especially a more fast-moving offense, a more screen-heavy passing offense. I think they were second in the NBA in assist percentage to the Golden State Warriors last year. Now, the thing with the Nets, they played heavy isolation ball. So a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of action for those three main players on the squad, a lot of ball dominance. But the thing with the Denver Nuggets is the Denver Nuggets are a pass-heavy team that in the playoffs as well in the first round, I want to say they had 22% of their possessions. They had 4 or more passes in that one possession, which led the NBA in the playoffs, obviously only in the first round. So we're in a situation where Bruce Brown's going to be able to optimize the things that he's really good at and particular skill sets that the Denver Nuggets are really going to need. Now, here's what I love. Look at this. It says 3-point shot quality. So his 3-point shot quality was a plus 2.15, meaning he takes very, very, very good 3-point shots. He takes very, very good 3-point shots. And that's what you want from a role player. You want to be in a situation where you're allowing for the players that are the main options, Murray, Porter, Jokic. And Porter really takes difficult shots. We know he does. But he makes them at a very high clip. But with Jokic, especially with Murray, I need you to take good quality shots, meaning that when you're in this situation, you're not just going to take whatever you want from three-point land. That when you're on the wing, when you're in the corner at the top of the key, on a double team and a kick out, that you're able not just to hit those shots, but that they're good quality shots. And he excels at that. Bruce Brown is going to offer so much to this basketball team. So I love this pickup for them. Again, a great defender, a great overall player. Again, great key role player. They got him for $6.5 million. He has a 2-year deal that's worth $13 million. He's a 2-year deal worth $13 million. And he had a player option in that second year as well. Last note from NBA University. Adds her second legit 3-and-D free agent. Bruce Brown was great in transition last season, gunning to fill the corners and drill threes. Show playmaking, pop off the short rope, really did. And again, I'm going to talk about that with that Boston series. Overwhelming floaters, diet, sunk its efficiency. Regardless, he's a plus defensive piece for a good price. So, again, helps you get an idea. Also, you can get these stats from the B-Ball Index. So, just give you a general idea of what exactly you're getting. You're getting a defender, you're getting a shooter with a good shot profile who has a lot that he can continue to improve on. Also, shout out to Malika Andrews. Malika Andrews of ESPN, host of NBA Today. Again, she's the one that broke it. Bruce Brown agreed to a 2-year, $13 million a year deal with the Denver Nuggets. Thank you, Malika, for that. Shout out to Malika. Great job in what she does. So this is what I want to show y'all. This is what I wanted to show you. This is what I wanted y'all to see. Do you see that? Do you see that roster? Let me zoom in on this a little bit so y'all can see this. Do you see this roster, y'all? How excellent. How excellent is that? All right, so here we are. The Denver Nuggets right now, as constructed, everybody healthy. The Denver Nuggets, y'all, are going to have Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic at the starting 5. One of the best 5-man units in basketball, easily. 3 great offensive options, 2 great defensive options, cutters, shooters, slashers, dunkers, lob threats, 3-point shooters, everything you could ask for. On-ball playmakers. Y'all, that's great. That's very good. And again, relative to the rest of the NBA, that is absolutely probably a top 3 starting unit in the NBA. Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets. We'll see what the Phoenix Suns do. The Boston Celtics, they just added Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, plus Al Horford or Robert Williams, one of those. Let's say those are the 3 best starting units in the NBA. The Raptors are making some really good additions. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is going to do so well with this team. But that's not just it. So right now, that's the starting unit. You got those players. The bench right now, this is my projected Denver Nuggets roster. So the projected Denver Nuggets roster that I have is going to be Bones Highland at the backup 1, Bruce Brown, 6'4", at the backup 2. I think it's going to be between Christian Brown and Davon Reed are going to be competing for minutes at the backup 3. And I think Jeff Green and Zeke Naji are going to be your 2, 4, and 5 players right now. Could change. It could change. But I think they're going to maybe try to see if they can get Zeke to play a small ball 5. And in reserves, you're going to have Peyton Watson. You're going to have Ish Smith as your 3rd point guard. You're going to have DeAndre Jordan, who's your backup 5. But I don't know how much he's going to play. Don't love his game. We'll see how he translates. Ismael Kamagate is going to be overseas. He has another year. I think he can be on the summer league team, though. So we'll see how he plays. And again, Vlatko Chanchar, he's at a qualifying offer for $2.2 million, I want to say right now. So this is what you're looking at. Now, again, Davon Reed is going to be slotted right here next to Christian Brown. So put Davon Reed right here next to Christian Brown. So those are going to be your 6 rotational players off your bench. Bones Highland, Bruce Brown, Christian Brown, Davon Reed, Jeff Green, and Zeke Naji. Jeff Green has a $4.5 million a year deal. He could be on the move. We'll find out. But right now, this is what I think it's going to be. So the thing is that even though this is a smaller unit, this gives you a lot of options. This gives you some defensive versatility. It gives you some offensive versatility. Having Bones Highland as your on-ball creator, your playmaker. Having Bruce Brown, who is a good, decent on-ball creator. Not great. I would say a decent on-ball creator, like average. He can't do a lot. But that's a really good 1-2 option with Bones Highland and Bruce Brown. And then you have Christian Brown and Davon Reed. And Christian Brown, great athlete, 6'7", 6'6.5" wingspan, good shooter, great athletic hops. Fast break player, lob player. He's going to be good as a floor spacer. Put the ball on the court a little bit. And then you got Jeff Green, obviously. Then you got Zeke Naji, great shooter. Needs to work on his rebounding. Not a great interior defender. He's a good perimeter defender, but he needs to get stronger on the rebounding. Now, if they really need to, they can put DeAndre Jordan out there to be to do something, to be a filler on the court, just to have another big body out there. Again, I don't love that. I don't love the way that looks. But again, that's who they got. That's a decision that they made. Like I said, Davon Reed's going to be in this as well. He's a good shooter. He's a good defender. He can make some decisions. He can put the ball on the court a little bit. So this is kind of what we're looking at right now, man. And once again, and then you obviously got Gillespie, 2-way player, Ala Villanova as well. I don't know how much he's going to play this year. But right now, what you have, that's an elite team. That's an elite team, y'all. So, I mean, let me know what you think in the comment section of that. I think that's really good. Again, relative to if everybody's healthy, you got to think Murray's staggering, Porter's staggering, Gordon is staggering, Jokic is staggering. They're all staggering. So they're all going to be intermixed with that bench squad. So I think that this is going to be one. This is a team fully healthy pushing for the 1 seed in the West. But that's easy though. Again, go back to what they were when they just got Aaron Gordon and looking how good they were. Just go look at what they were on the court together, the chemistry they had, the defense they were playing, the offense, everything. They will be a very good basketball team, everyone on the court. And they're going to be a lot to handle because you got the back-to-back play MVP of the league who just signed a $270 million deal, by the way. And then you're going to have to deal with, again, I think the best offensive player in basketball. You have to deal with one of the best young players, one of the top 30 players when healthy in the NBA, and Jamal Murray, who's a great on-ball creator as well. And then Michael Porter Jr., who is one of the best shooters in the NBA, one of the best scorers in the NBA. And then, like I said, then you're actually going to have a lot of defense played on you with KCP and Aaron Gordon. That's just going to be a lot to deal with. Then bringing Bones Highlight off the bench to spell minutes for Jamal Murray. Bringing Bruce Brown in to be with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Like I said, y'all, and again, I don't want to shortchange this because, again, we saw what happened with Herb Jones last year. Say Peyton Watson can play. Say he can play. Say Christian Braun is much better than we even think he could be right now, which is a decent rookie role player. So say one of these two pops. Then what? Say they become 70% of what Herb Jones was last year. That changes everything as well. So the bench is going to be good enough. But here's what I really like. This is what I wanted to show y'all. So, in the playoffs, the Denver Nuggets really struggled to get some key, consistent stops last season in the playoffs versus the Warriors. So now let's paint a picture. Let's say the Denver Nuggets, move myself out the way so you can see this. Let's say the Denver Nuggets are in a situation where they got to play against the Warriors, the Suns, the Mavs, Portland, or other perimeter-centric teams, even if they got to play somebody in the Eastern Conference. Let's say they run a defensive lineup, and they want to keep Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic on the court. So now what they do is they play Jamal Murray at 6'4.5". They play Bruce Brown at 6'4", good defender. Again, 98th percentile on 98th percentile and 95th percentile as a defender. They put Kentavious Caldwell-Pope out, really good defender, really good perimeter defender, good chaser, can get through screens, get through dribble handoffs. And then on top of that, they have Aaron Gordon out there, who's one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. Then you got the back-to-back MVP. Let me see how that works. Let me know in the comment section. How does that work? So they have defensive versatility, meaning that what I said, check mark, defensive versatility, check. You can switch 1 through 4. You can switch anybody from Jamal Murray to Aaron Gordon. 1 through 4, you can make all those switches, and you can hard hedge and trap with Nikola Jokic. You have playmaking. Nikola Jokic, one of the 3 or 4 best playmakers in the NBA. You have Jamal Murray, who's a really good all-ball playmaker and passer. Everybody on this lineup can shoot, every single one of them. So you have playmaking. Shooting. Jamal Murray, 41% from 3. Bruce Brown, 41% from 3. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 39% from 3. Aaron Gordon, he's going to be in the dunker spot. He can get hot from 3, but you don't need him hitting those threes in this lineup all the time. And then obviously Nikola Jokic, really good shooter. 53% from mid-range, had a down year three-point shooting, 34%. Let's say he gets it back up to 38, 39, 40% next year. All right, pick and roll. So now I want y'all to dream this out. Dream this with me. Dream this with me, y'all. So I want you to paint a picture of a Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic pick and roll down the stretch against a really good team. So in a playoff setting, a final setting, Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, one of the best. Again, I think arguably per the assist numbers, the scoring numbers, the isolation point numbers, all that other stuff. Then again, that's an elite pick and roll unit, one of the best, one of the very best in the NBA. So Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic pick and roll, and then spacing the court, you got Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot, you got KCP in the corner at 45% from the corner, and then you got Bruce Brown at 42% in the corner. So you have 2 elite corner 3-point shooters, and you have 2 good defenders in both of them, and then you have Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot who shot 80% at the rim last year. What do you do? Now, say you want to put offense on the court and you don't want to put the defense on the court. So now, again, you're running a lineup of you want to put Michael Porter Jr. back in there for Bruce Brown. Michael Porter Jr. shoots 45% from 3. You're not leaving him open. So now you have Michael Porter Jr. in the corner at 45%. And then you got KCP on the other side at 45%. And then you have Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic. Again, what is it that you do with that lineup? That's the question. And now we can say we can lock you up because you're not just going to be able to attack Jokic down. We'll switch everywhere else. Oh, but we're hedging. We're hedging. You're going to have to find a way to make that short roll work, and then we're rotating everywhere else. Now, you're going to score every so often, but now the Nuggets have an opportunity to make it more difficult for you. Let me bring this back up. Now you can run a lineup with you have 4 guards or 4 wing players, 4 perimeter players who can all play defense at least at an average to above average level. Jamal Murray, let's say he comes back in the year, he's an average defender. It's 18 months after his surgery. Bruce Brown, an A defender. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, an A defender. And Aaron Gordon, an A defender in those situations. Again, it's not Marcus Smart, but that's fine. You don't need Marcus Smart. But Kentavious is more than enough. Again, go back to watch the 2020 Lakers clips in the finals and in the playoffs. That's what I mean. Aaron Gordon as well. So once again, y'all, I think this team is competing for a championship this next year. Let me know in the comment section, y'all. Just give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no. Are the Denver Nuggets a finals team? Let me know. Do you think the Denver Nuggets with this roster are a finals team? Let me know. So again, if you just want to go to scoring and you want to say, hey, we need to score points, Jamal Murray, Bones Highland, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, who's stopping that? They all can shoot. Just put MPJ in there for Gordon. I just need a bucket. But like I said, the starters as is are enough to give anyone problems. So once again, leave it as it is. Jamal Murray, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. Again, Golden State Warriors have just lost Gary Payton II. They lost Otto Porter Jr. as well. The Suns, DeAndre Ayton looks like he's leaving. They get Kevin Durant. That's a whole different deal. Right now, it looks like DeAndre Ayton is leaving. Okay? So, Dallas Mavericks, they signed JaVale McGee to a 3-year, $20 million deal. Lost Jalen Brunson. The Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, elite, very good. What are they going to do with Jokic? Again, I love the Clippers. Like, I love the lineup. I love what they can do. They got Batum back on a 2-year, $22 million deal. They signed Amir Coffey yesterday. Great deal for him. They're loaded. Again, they just signed John Wall to a 2-year, $13 million deal, I want to say. So John Wall, Norman Powell, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Marcus Morris, Ivica Zubac, Rocco off the bench, Robert Covington, again, Terrence Mann, Amir Coffey, Tatum, Nicholas Batum, Marcus Morris, like the whole thing. Yeah, they're loaded. What are they doing with Nikola Jokic? I trust Jamal Murray in those matchups. Like I do. There's nothing that gives me pause there. Michael Porter Jr., I trust him in those matchups. He's going to have to work, defensively, he's going to work. Like, they're going to try to find something. Like, KCP going to guard. So, y'all remember, PJ Dozier was guarding Paul George last time they had that matchup. Everybody was healthy. He did a good job. KCP's going to be on Paul George. He's not small. He's 6'5" to 6'8", or 6'10", really, depends on what you think about Paul George. He could be 6'10". Okay, Aaron Gordon now did a really good job against Kawhi. So, Zubac is guarding Jokic. We saw Jokic give him 49, 14, and 10 last year. All right. And Zubac had his game of the year, so credit to him. He had 32 and 10, but Mo Bamba had 32 points for Joel Embiid. Are you saying Mo Bamba is that guy? No, he's not. Neither is Zubac. But they're really good players, but they're not doing anything with Jokic. So they have a hole in the middle, nothing to do with Jokic. And then on top of that, you're dealing with Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., KCP, Aaron Gordon, Bones Highland, and Bruce Brown, everybody else. I'm taking the Nuggets in that match. I think it'll be a really good series, though. So, again, the Warriors got a little bit worse. They're still an elite team. You win a championship, you're still the favorite. You have the Clippers. I don't think they can beat the Nuggets in the series. They haven't. Then you have the Mavs got worse. Utah's falling apart. The Suns, who knows what happened to DeAndre Ayton. Hopefully, they get Kevin Durant. We'll see what happens with that. And then who else in the West? Memphis Grizzlies. Not concerned. Memphis Grizzlies in that sense are going to be a good team, but I'm not really worried about them versus the Nuggets. Like I said, we didn't get to see them versus this team at all. So again, it's going to be a good matchup. I don't trust them in the playoff spot. You saw them versus the Timberwolves last year. They don't make a decision. The team seems to be worse without Ja Morant. I don't know how to make it at. Like, they're winning, and they also have a better net rating, I believe, without Ja Morant. So I don't know what that is. Josh is not a good defender. We'll see. And then, like I said, you want to add in the Timberwolves there. I think they're looking to make a play for Rudy Gobert, because I think Tim Connelly really wants to pair Rudy Gobert next to Karl Anthony Towns for defensive reasons. So there's some teams, obviously, in the West. The New Orleans Pelicans, man, they're going to be stacked. TJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, possibly Kevin Durant, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Jackson Hayes, Jonas Valanciunas. They're great. They got a lot of stuff on them, man. They got a lot of teams. But I'm asking you once again, a shout out to y'all. Shout out to all my people here. Shout out to all the Americans in the chat, the Serbians, the folks from all over the world, man. Shout out to y'all my people. Hey, hit the like button, by the way. Hit the like button on the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Please, you want to continue to build this up. Let's see if we can get to 10,000 subscribers here pretty soon, because we got a lot of content coming out, especially now with all the news happening, all the stuff we want to get to. So, man, this is where we are, man. The Denver Nuggets are in a really, really good situation, and I'm really curious to see what it is they decide they're going to do as a team. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do as a team, how other teams are going to match up with them, what lineups they're going to put out there. Again, there's some more stuff we can play with the lineups as time goes on. But like I said, man, at some point, we're going to have to see, man. Drop your super chat, by the way. You want to be featured on the show. I want to include this more and more in here. We're going to run this like a television show, man. So drop your super chat. If you'd like to have something added to the channel, you want a comment answered, or you want something brought up on screen, drop your super chat. I want to make sure that we're including people's voices to the discussion. Again, we're trying to build up the channel. We're trying to add stuff to the channel, so please do that. But I'm telling you, man, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to flex on y'all. I'm really looking forward to it. I want to know what exactly teams are going to do about this. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to have one of the best teams in the NBA next year. Like I said, man, they have everything in front of them. It's just a matter of putting it together and taking care of business. That's really what this comes down to. Making sure that they're taking care of business when they are supposed to, and having everybody come to the party healthy. If everybody shows up to the party healthy, I think the Nuggets are going to be a finals contender. By the way, I want to share this with y'all. Here's Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is currently playing with Team Canada. Look at our guy. Jamal Murray. Getting stronger, getting healthier. Jamal Murray getting stronger, getting healthier. This is where we're headed, y'all. NBA Finals season. Y'all. We are keeping it moving. Bruce Braun is a Denver Nugget. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is a Denver Nugget. The Denver Nuggets, as you saw in the thumbnail, got Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Ismael Kamagate, Davon Reed, Zeke Naji, Jeff Green. They are loaded with wings. The Denver Nuggets are telling you who they are targeting. They are going after a championship. They're trying to put a championship ring on Nikola Jokic's finger. They're trying to make sure that the back-to-back MVP has everything he needs around him. Nikola Jokic is that guy. Jamal Murray's back. Michael Porter Jr. is back. Aaron Gordon is back. The Denver Nuggets are on the way. Let me know what y'all think. Go ahead and drop the like. Subscribe to the channel. We building up. We got more great content coming to you as the off-season goes on, y'all. Man, so much to do, so much to say, so much to team with y'all. We will be back. We will see y'all soon.